Hi, y'all. Just when we think 2024 can't get any worse, you wait till you hear this story. Oh my goodness. Intro, let's go. Hi, and for those that don't know, I am Dr. Sherry. I am your multi entrepreneur where I will teach you about real estate, about business, about credit, and about life. Oh my goodness, you guys. We got a story today. Some of you may not know the story of a young lady named Michelle Loud. That is her name, Michelle Loud. I'm gonna tell you, I've been following this story probably for the last maybe two years, but it really has gotten to the point that I'm a firm believer that it takes us all collectively to come together to overturn wrong, right? We all come together as one to overturn wrong. And the more we all become knowledgeable of what is happening in the lives of some people and that they really don't have the strength or power to do themselves or correct themselves, it takes all of us as a community to step in. And so, again, I've been following the story for the last couple of years, but it has gotten to the point that I'm like, you know what? I got a YouTube channel. I got some social media, social media followers, some social media strength. And I'm going to use my platform to do just that. So I want to tell you about Michelle Loud. Michelle Loud is a young lady who had a baby May 2014. A young baby's name is Jason, right? And so one campaign that's going on right now, it's called Bring Jason Home. So hashtag Bring Jason Home. Michelle was friends with TD Jakes' oldest daughter named Cora Jakes, okay? And when Michelle was pregnant, she said that her and Cora was friends. Well, she felt as though they were friends. Now she feels as though that the relationship had a basis of simply her being used. Okay. So she said that she had Jason May. She got pregnant with him, I believe, in July of 2013. Somewhere in there. Make sure we ain't got no oh baby, I think it was around July. So it was 2013, okay? And she had Jason May 2014. She actually stated that she lived with Cora, okay? And she said July 2014, this is when that she no longer lived with Cora, okay? She said it was around July 2014 that Cora began asking her to sign papers. And she admits to this day she never read the paperwork that she signed. She stated it was 3 sets of documents that was brought to her over a period of time. And she never read anything. So she said some was given to her I think around July, some was given to her around September. So she kind of talks about this time period where this paperwork was given to her, and she never, ever, ever read anything that she signed. And I guess she didn't because she trusted her friendship that she thought she had with Cora. So let me just tell you a little bit about Michelle. Michelle has admitted to, having a felony. She said that she refused to snitch on her friends, and that in turn caused her to spend some time on felony charges. So now she said she went from a really nice job to she was making like $27 an hour. And when she immediately became a felon, she talks about how hard it was for her to get a job. She couldn't, find housing. She said, she talks about her life before and after receiving that charge. And she, she talks about how it's such a very distinct difference. Okay. And so anyway, let's fast forward. So we can see the state of Michelle's mind. We can see the vulnerability, right, that she has. And we can see how she will probably want to lean on a friend or a listening ear. And knowing the status of Cora Jakes, okay, being the daughter of the TD Jakes, I mean, we know that her status in the church, she really had some pull, okay, and she probably was providing a better life, for Michelle. So fast forward, she said over time, she said that Cora was acting as if she was taking the place of the godmama, okay, the godmother. Okay, so she said she would get Jason from time to time, and that's not uncommon for a godmother to get the child from time to time. That's not uncommon at all. In fact, it's very, very common. So she said it was, she would come get Jason from time to time, and she would let him go, or she said, of course, remember she was staying with her for a time period as well. So she didn't feel anything. And it wasn't until that they began to go to court because she refused to give Jason back. And she went into court. And when she went into court, she said that's when she realized what she had signed. Now, in court, I'm going to fast forward a little bit. I don't know the timeline of when all the court cases and all of that began of her trying to start the fight of getting him back. But she talks about the early stages of the court cases. And during that time, she stated that a judge, and I have to get her name, so I'm not going to call her name because I can't remember. I think I know it, but I don't, just to make sure I don't get it wrong. But she stated that this judge who oversaw the case also represented T.D. Jakes in court cases as his attorney, right? And she speaks about how she was put under a gag order. Can you all imagine? She was put under a gag order for trying to fight for her child. And they told her that she had given up all rights as his mother and that Cora was now his mother. So she experienced all of this. So you can imagine a mother going in a rage trying to fight for her child. And so now we're in 2024. We are 10 years later. And she's still fighting. But it has intensified to the point that not too long ago, I'm talking about probably within the last couple of months, she experienced a break-in in her home. And in this break-in, she talks about how everything was ransacked, torn out, everything. But she said they didn't steal anything but a laptop, her iPad, and it was one more small item that they took. She said there were other items that they could have gotten, more expensive items. They didn't take any jewelry. They didn't take any clothing. They didn't take any designer bags. They didn't take anything. They didn't take any of her other children's items. They took her laptop, an iPad, and I can't remember what the other item was. It was something, along that technology line. She's very angry at this point. She's very angry because she believes she knows who's responsible for taking those items, possibly. Oh, and they took a safe. That's what the other thing was, because in the safe, she had her children's birth certificates. I remember her saying that, and their social security cards. So they took the safe, they took the iPad, and they took the laptop. She did a YouTube video, and I don't know if it's on TikTok, but I think it's YouTube. And she was very angry. This was like a day or two after this happened. Very angry. And at this point, she is telling everything. She doesn't care about the gag order. She doesn't care about any of that anymore. She wants her son back. She wants her son back. So one interviewer asked her the question, does he know who you are? She said, absolutely he does. She said he knows who she is, and his face lights up every time she sees him. She says that he is the spitting image of her. So you have a child who was raised by another woman, but his real mother has always been in his life. And there's been time periods, she says, that she's able to see him. And then Cora reels back and she's not able to see him anymore. And Michelle now has other children. She has other children. So what's happened is that Jason has been allowed to come in the midst of their families and be embraced again in the family unit. And then Cora snatches him back and they don't see him for months. And she says this has gone on for years now. So we have a child who knows who he is, who he knows who the real mother is. And that's why I put, you are the mother. Remember, like Maury Povich, you are the father. You are the mother. But we have Cora Jakes, who has tried to take the place of this child's mother. And she's not the real mother. And the sad part about all of this is that Michelle has screamed to the rooftop for someone to help her. Someone, anyone. So that's why I'm saying the more social media creators, okay, or the more of us that have some type of platform, I don't care if you got 3 people, 300, 3,000, or 3 million, the more that gets this story out there, the more Michelle's going to be able to be reunited with her son. So you can follow her at the Michelle Loud at Instagram. Okay. I know that's where I was able to, get a lot of the information. And there are several creators on YouTube that are following this story as well. All right. So I just wanted to bring you all this story to know that there's a mother out there that needs to be reunited with her child. Okay. And we have to not allow the strong arm of those who have money to be able to flip right into wrong and then cover the right up and be able to surface the wrong. Okay. We have to really be in a place now that right is powerful, right? It's just simply the right thing to do. All right, you guys, that's all I have for you. Make sure you follow us. I am Dr. Sherry on all social media. Remember, I am your multi-entrepreneur where I teach you about real estate, business, credit, and life. Until next time, bye-bye.